On Sunday, I was fortunate enough to visit St Mary's Stadium, the home of Southampton FC, for a top versus bottom Premier League encounter. After an unnecessary eventful match, my beloved Liverpool left with all 3 points, no thanks to Mohamed Salah, the greatest Muslim, if not the greatest footballer in the history of the English game. I'd been to the Saints before. In fact, it's one of my most visited away grounds due to a previous high volume of wheelchair fans allocation. Southampton, however, have moved the away enclosure to the opposite end of the stadium, and this has resulted in a 25% reduction in wheelchair bays. However, my away credits from previous seasons ensured I was eligible for this match. Visiting this time, though, felt almost a new experience. I was fortunate enough to obtain accessible on-site car parking. It's ironic that it's easier to get an away stadium parking at most clubs compared to home parking at Anfield. The only negative of the situation was that due to road closures, you have to be parked up 90 minutes prior to kick-off, which overlooks the barriers disabled fans face with personal care, travel and bathroom breaks on an already long away day commute. Nevertheless, we managed to do it, and parking was only 50 yards from the stadium entry, which, considering Storm Bert was happening, it was extremely convenient. As usual, the mighty Reds had their accessible stewarding team, led by the awesome Yonnet. On arrival at my entry, they escorted me to my seat, both safely clearing the way and pointing out the toilets and refreshment options. Our seat location was pitchside, but the new area runs along the side of the pitch, not at the end of the pitch. So the bottom left corner of the game was not visible, and I did get a bit of a crook neck. Despite the inclement weather, the roof protected us from the rain, although I suspect if the rain had changed direction, we would have got completely soaked. Like most away sections, there was no change in places toilet, but luckily I only needed a short number 1 visit to the loo. As mentioned, we left with the points, and it was from a penalty, which I had the best view of. In my excitement of going 8 points clear of Man City, I drove forward to the hoarding. Sadly, but understandably, the rest of the travelling cop went mad, leaving their seats and rampaging the wheelchair enclosure. I was fortunate not to be injured or crushed. I was kind of stupid for my own enthusiasm. Sadly, another gentleman in a wheelchair got mildly injured, with his glasses being smashed on the bridge of his nose. He needed minimal paramedic support. It does show the danger of poor inclusive design. Furthermore, as much as I love Mo, his shirt removal and running towards our fans did trigger that chain reaction. I don't want the fun to end and the interaction between our players and fans to not happen, but when he scored at home against Villa and sat on the hoarding, again it created danger for disabled spectators. Anyway, Southampton are doing pretty well on accessibility, and the Reds are top of the league.